There are stories that whisper in the dark. And then there are those that scream from shallow graves. Welcome to Off the Record, where we dig deep into the crimes they tried to forget. Today we'll be uncovering the chilling story of the Long Island serial killer, all under 30 minutes. So whether you're driving, doing your makeup, wandering your room, or just passing the time, let this story follow you. If you're drawn to the unsolved, the unsettling, and the unbelievable, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. We've got more buried truths coming your way. Now, let's begin. Three victims. Scattered remains. A beach hiding more than just secrets. For over a decade, the Long Island serial killer eluded justice, until one name cracked open the silence. But was it really him, or just another twist in a case built on shadows? It was December 2010. A young woman named Shannon Gilbert vanished after a frantic 911 call. But no one knew that her disappearance would lead to a graveyard of secrets buried along Gilgo Beach, New York. As police combed through the brush, they weren't looking for much. But then, human remains, and then another, and another. 4 bodies, all wrapped in burlap, all women, all escorts. The media jumped on it. Long Island serial killer, the headlines screamed, but authorities hesitated. 4 dead women? A serial killer? The police weren't ready to say it, but the public had already made up its mind. Within months, more bodies were discovered. By spring 2011, the count reached 10. The victims had disturbing similarities. Young, female, mostly sex workers, advertised on Craigslist. The killer seemed calculated, wrapping bodies in burlap, disposing of them with military precision. There was Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, Amber Lynn Costello, and Maureen Brainerd Barnes, dubbed the Gilgo Four. But then came Shannon Gilbert, the outlier. Her death, ruled not homicidal, didn't sit right with her family or the public. What if Shannon wasn't the victim of coincidence, but of the same killer? As the case ballooned, so did the criticism. The Suffolk County Police Department withheld information. The police chief, James Burke, refused to share details with the FBI. Years later, he was arrested, not for anything connected to the case, but for beating a suspect and covering it up. Coincidence? Or something darker? Some theorists claim the killer had ties to law enforcement. How else did he evade justice for so long? For over a decade, the case went cold. But in July 2023, a shocking development. A man named Rex Heuermann, a 59-year-old New York architect, was arrested. He had searched for sadistic porn, for the victim names, for how to dispose of a body. Burner phones linked him to victims. DNA from a pizza crust matched hair on the burlap. He seemed like the man. But here's the catch. He was only charged for 3 of the 13 victims. What about the rest? Did the killer have an accomplice? Or are we looking at more than one predator using Gilgo Beach as a dumping ground? Some say the killer knew law enforcement patterns. Some suggest sex trafficking rings. Others point to Shannon Gilbert's final 911 call, a 22-minute tape where she screamed, "They're trying to kill me." But even with Rex behind bars, the fear remains. What if he's not the only one? Or worse, what if the real Long Island serial killer is still out there? The FBI, local police, and the public are still divided. DNA, cell tower pings, and tech have brought us closer to the truth, but only just. 13 lives lost. Families left with questions. A community forever haunted by its own shoreline. And us left to wonder, not just what happened, but why it took so long. This isn't just a story about a killer. It's about silence, delays, and what happens when justice takes a backseat to politics. This was Off the Record. Subscribe, comment, and like for more real stories that demand answers. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious,